Alright, let's start this one. Yeah, that's a nice picture. So, quick explanation. I'm recording this early, but the reason I'm playing this game is that A, I love it, and B, I had a donation goal in my 5-year anniversary for who could basically, how do I put it? I get asked to play Final Fantasy games a lot because I typically play RPGs, and so I figured for the 5-year anniversary, I'm just gonna make a giant ass poll of all the Final Fantasy games I will possibly play, and I let people vote on it for a month. I should say I'm recording this the 22nd, so if this doesn't win in the first or second place, I'm fucked. But basically, 7 and 12 have kind of been battling for the first spot for a while. So 7 is winning at 32, 12 is winning at 30, and then third place is 23. I think everyone who's going to vote more or less voted by now, so I don't really see it. I don't really see any upsets. So I'm recording it early just to get out of the way, and because I want to play it, to be honest. So Final Fantasy 12. Here we go. I don't know what trial mode is. I should say this is the international version. And I've only ever played the English version, so there are going to be some changes in this game I don't know. Not to say I'm completely new to the game. I mean, I've beaten 12, which is more than most people can say. I didn't like 100% it. Yeah, let's do that. Why not? Subtitles definitely on. Screen shake. Let's probably keep that off, actually. Oh, you can change the language. That's cool. I'll do the re-orchestrated versions because I want to hear the music. Because I'm a big fan of the soundtrack, so I want to hear the newer version. I assume that by normal they don't mean inverted. Speed mode. Set multiplier for speed mode. Let's do 4. I don't know what speed mode is, but it sounds cool. Cool. Let's go. So the story in this game is not the best. It's very, very if you played Final Fantasy Tactics on PlayStation or on PSP, War of the Lions, it's the same game. Those are the same game. Basically, a lot of political intrigue and shit, and it's kind of a nightmare to take in. It's but I mean, the broad strokes are pretty good. The specific stuff is not fantastic. But the gameplay is really good in my opinion, and there's a lot of content which I like. I haven't played through 7, 8, or 9, but from my experience with this 13, 10, 10-2, I'm sorry, 10-2, 13-2, 13-3, and 15, this has the most content. But again, I haven't played 7, 8, or 9 to completion, so I could be lying or making that up. Hooray, the white people are happy because of the way they're dressed, not the color of their skin. That's racist. So they kind of just throw you in here. I think this is the main city. I think this is the city where you start in Rabanastre. Oh god, why is that so much lower?
I hereby pronounce you man and wife from this time forth. May the blessings of the gods light your path for all eternity. Far on.
So yeah, the game starts off with a wedding. I mean, what could go wrong? Weddings are great. Nothing bad ever happens at them.
If, following this, Arcadia should launch an attack by both land and air, our kingdom will stand little...
Nabudis has fallen.
Impossible!
My father? I know not. I am sorry.
If Nabudis has indeed fallen, it is only a matter of time before they reach the borders of Dalmasca. There is nothing to halt their advance.
Secure Nalbina with all haste.
I will go.
And I will go at his side.
So they start off, and this place you don't know about has fallen. So this is the last chance they have, is this place right here. It's their last final front, which kind of reminds me of how Valkyria Chronicle starts. You know, the world's fucked. The evil empire is taken over, and there's only one last bastion of place that you can go. Last bastion of place? There's one last bastion, one place where you can go.
Galtea, stand watch over your life.
That I be considered worthy.
So yeah, that's the main character. You play as him, and he's a prince, and you know, leads his people, his kingdom, and everything like that. And he's got a wife, and he's respected. I'm just kidding. No, this is not the main character. Which begs the question: why is he in the opening cutscene? Because it's important. Shut up. So it should be noted that this was made by the same dude who made Final Fantasy Tactics, Tactics Advanced. It was like he was the head of it, but he also made Tactics. I forget what it's called. Let Us Cling Together, Tactics Ogre, I think it's called, which is a PSP game. You can play it on Vita too. So he's really, really into like the strategy type RPGs, and he tried to like make a mix of that in this game. And he also, I think he had a big part of the Evil East storyline, which is in Tactics and Tactics Advanced. Like the different races and everything like that. But this game's developments took place during. I'm not pulling this out of my ass. This game. For those who don't know, this game's development took place during the Square Enix merger, when Squaresoft and Enix merged together. And apparently, because I don't know why, I always assumed it would be the opposite. But the Enix guys were kind of like forcing the Squaresoft guys out, and it did not go well. I think he ended up leaving the project, so the game was like it changed hands a couple times, which is why it may not be like a perfect game. But yeah, so if things seem kind of disconnected and stuff like that, that's part of the reason why. I also know that when they were trying to make the story of this, they were coming off of 10. Because 11's an MMO, so you can't really count it. And 10 was a very narrative-driven. A lot of people complained that it was linear, because it was just like walking down a hallway, like it wasn't a lot of twists and turns you went. And yeah, so that was the complaint a lot of people had. Alright, there's the Lord, dead. Arrow right to the chest. Good thing he was wearing armor. But yeah, so they tried to both make a story with no love story. Like there's no love story here. Like none of the main characters are following each other, and there is no real protagonist. There are 6 playable characters, and none of them are the main character, despite one of them calling himself the leading man. So that was something they were specifically trying to go for, and they tried. You know, it was something they tried. I can't really say if they succeeded or not. I think the story's okay. It's not fantastic. But the little moments are pretty good, but the overall like main story and your reason for like going everywhere is pretty shit. So I don't mind it, but I can see where it kind of failed, if that makes sense.
Blessings of the Great Father descend and guide your bodies return to the earth. Great Father, guide your spirits return to the Mother of all. There you shall find peace. Pharaoh.
There we go.
The death of Lord Rasla Heos Nabradia was but one of many tragedies to befall the kingdom of Dalmasca. The air of hope that had surrounded Her Royal Highness Princess Asha's wedding was now quite lost. Dalmasca had been set adrift at the mercy of history's restless tides. At this time, 2 great empires struggled for dominion over Evil East. Arcadia in the east, Rosaria the west. The invasion of the Kingdom of Nabradia was Arcadia's first step in its westward march. With Lord Rasla's beloved homeland consumed by the hellfires of war, it seemed clear that Arcadia would soon mete out a like fate to Dalmasca. The fall of the fortress at Nalbina told the destruction of the greater part of Dalmasca's forces. A counterattack was mounted by the order of the Knights of Dalmasca, ever brave and faithful. But against the martial might of the Arcadian armies, they stood little chance of victory. Indeed, their defeat was to be absolute. Soon thereafter, Arcadia came forward, offering terms of peace, or, as one might rather put it, terms of Dalmasca's surrender. Lord Rabanastre, King of Dalmasca, and my dear friend, had no choice but to accept these terms. It was, thus, only with reluctance that he set out for Nalbina Fortress, now under Arcadian occupation, to affix his seal to the Emperor's Treaty of Peace. The king had scarce departed his royal city of Rabanastre when the remnants of the Order made their return, and not a moment too soon, for a terrible revelation awaited them. The treaty would be signed with steel and writ in royal blood.
So, from what I remember of this, they're signing a treaty, a peace treaty, basically a surrender though, because they've lost handedly.
Can you hear me?
I didn't realize this was Yuri Lowenthal. I can tell literally from that, like,
They're slowing us down.
thing.
Do not say that. Not all of us are here for love of battle. He fights to defend his homeland. Your name?
Rex, sir.
Definitely Yuri Lowenthal.
Name's Rex.
Spells Rex wrong.
Rex.
How wrong?
You bore a few cuts, but you are still whole. Well, can you stand? Think you can fight?
I'm fine, sir.
How old are you, Rex?
17, sir.
Young. Family?
My brother is all I have left, sir. He's 2 years younger than I, living in Rabanastre.
So young. You're barely old enough to be a man. You shouldn't be forced to wield a sword.
No, sir. I want to fight. For my homeland. And for my parents.
It's time, Bosch. Save the discussion for later. We must reach the king before they act, or all our efforts will be in vain.
I'm aware of the situation.
We found them! Over there!
Bosler, go ahead. I will handle this rabble.
Godspeed.
Again, what is the point of the armor in this game? I just... for show? So,
Steady, Rex. Keep your wits about you and you'll make it.
I was trying to say is, the plot of the beginning is that they lose this terrible battle from this crazy... They're basically caught in the middle between two big empires. One of the empires has them over a barrel, pretty much. And, they, yeah, I know how to control the game, thank you. And they are making... They're signing a peace treaty, but, I mean, it's not great. And then... Or no, I think they're signing a peace treaty, and then once... But what happens here is that there's an attempted assassination on the king, and if the king gets assassinated, it's going to be a lot worse, and basically it's just going to turn into like a full-on surrender, and the people of Dalmasca, the main place, will have barely any rights. Stock icon, yep. I missed that sound. Okay. And that's the action thing. Yep. So, I'm going to try and move through the beginning pretty quickly, because it's worthless. Doesn't mean anything. Rex is not the main character. Spoiler. Open the party menu, I press a triangle. Equipment and inventory, no need to do that. love the faces they have. So this is, I'll try and explain as I go, but 12's combat system is very strange. It's both turn-based and not turn-based. In a way, I think it's more active than 13 is. Whereas 13, it just looks really active, like they move around a lot, but it's like it's turn-based and less intuitive than any other Final Fantasy game. So, you know, you still have free range of movement during the attacks, but think of it like Dragon Age Origins, where you basically select the input of your attacks, or like Knights of the Old Republic. You can move around, but you select the input of your attacks and it'll kind of execute them, but you can only load up like 1 or 2 attacks. I can hear the boss music playing. This is the remixed. This is the reorchestrated version of it. It's slightly different. I still like it. I think this game, even for how it looks now, is a beautiful, like how it looked on the original. Also, you don't have to keep queuing actions. I think he'll once you do the action, they'll automatically just repeat it. Which is, you know, so in a sense, it's kind of like a cross between 12 and like between 7 and an active battle. Like, your actions are queued up. There's a time gauge between when you can attack, when the enemy can attack. Different targeting is weird. I know you can have a lot more enemies at once. Like, there's no like limit to my knowledge of how many enemies you can fight at once. I guess as many as it's in an area. So Bosch is using a quickening, which we'll be able to use later. It's basically like, think of it as like a special attack, but you can chain them together. There's actually a trophy about that.
My engines are hit. She'll not hold much longer.
We receive you, Tomberry. You've leave to retire. Well fought.
I love that the ships are called Antline and Toneberry. I think that's the only Toneberry in. I don't know if Toneberries are in this game. Again, I've beaten the game. I did some of the hunts, or most of the hunts, and most of the like side stuff, but I never like 100% of this game because I was too young at the time. And every time I've gone to like replay it, I always like stop playing at a certain point. But I've actually, of all the games that I have to Let's Play and I currently own and everything like that, I've really, really wanted to play this. To the point where I kind of regretted putting it on the Final Fantasy poll because I wanted to play it sooner, but I don't want to play it twice because that will definitely kill my momentum. So, maybe I should just make my own file. There's no simple way through the fortress. The minimap at the top right on your screen may not be enough to gain your bearings. Should you lose your way, consult your location. Why am I reading this? I know it's just... So yeah, there's a minimap. And have no fear, this is not linear at all. This game's areas get downright fucking confusing sometimes. Even with a minimap.
Where are you?
What if Captain Zalis has fallen?
Don't talk such nonsense. Vossler's laughed in the face of death far too many times for him to stop now. Men like him don't die in places like this. We must make haste to reach the king. We will take him to safety.
Is His Majesty unharmed?
He'll agree to an unconditional surrender. They wouldn't dare touch him until the wax on his seal is dry.
But if we arrive after he signed the treaty...
Wait. Quickly, Rex.
So essentially, kind of what they just said is that it goes from a peace treaty to an unconditional surrender. Oh, you can hold R2 to run. That's how you escape from battle. Basically, you won't engage if you're running, which I can actually do here. Just run right by him. Otherwise, your character will like automatically try to fight and everything like that. I don't believe any items you have here transfer over, so that is a save crystal. If it wasn't super obvious enough, it's also on the minimap. Not going to bother saving yet. This part's over pretty soon. It's just the tutorial, basically. Well, they give you some exposition about the story.
Don't let them escape.
This game reminds me a little bit of Dragon Quest, because every single person speaks with an English accent. Alright. I think this is the first time you're on your own, so these enemies are actually weaker. If you've noticed, the kind of not party members, but the dudes that we've been traveling with have been curing me. So I haven't really been trying to defend myself or anything like that, but I feel like I might need to soon. It might teach me how to use items or something at a certain point. I found myself very often using items in this game, just because they're quicker. Like, there's no action to load up. When it comes to active time battle, items always take, you know, they always come before magic. Do I actually have cure? I do. Alright, well, I've got time. I can cure myself. Nothing's super fast, but I think magic can get interrupted too. So, I'm gonna be careful with it. I could just theoretically run. I really don't remember this part being that long. Good. So the map button is the touchscreen, which is what it should be. I know that looks like a corridor, but I'm kidding. I've gotten lost in this game on several occasions, so I'm not worried about it happening again. Not to mention there's like 700 areas in this game. It's an exaggeration, but there are a lot.
Your Majesty.
Check his pulse.
Captain, why? Our king, what have you done?
The king intended all along to sell Dalmasca to the Empire. His Majesty was a traitor.
Captain,
Seize the insurgent. Hello.
Well, so much for peaceful negotiations.
We'll never surrender to you. We are not cattle to be sold by a traitor king.
But the war is over, my dear captain. You have lost. Dalmasca is the property of the Empire now. And think, we intended to let you keep some of your sovereignty, out of respect. But now you've gone and ruined that. Haven't you, Captain?
We will never bow to you.
And the people of Dalmasca will hate you for it.
It's weird. Why did Bosch's voice
Take the
change?
captain away.
Also, his eyes look a little different.
Off you go.
Oh, Lance. I didn't realize there was a trophy for that. Oh my god, phone. Stop blowing up. Put you on silence. I will say this game definitely takes a while to like get going. Even when
Pretenses of peace left by the wayside, the Arcadian forces resumed their advance toward Rabanastre. Dalmasca's doom had been decided. To make resistance would serve no end. With this foremost in my thoughts, I to the people of Dalmasca. Sons and daughters of Dalmasca, I bid you lay down your arms. Raise songs of prayer in their stead. Prayer for His Majesty King Raminas, ever merciful, a man devoted wholly to peace. Prayer, too, for the noble Princess Ash, who, wrought with grief at her kingdom's defeat, has taken her own life. Know also that Captain Bosch von Ronsenberg, for incitement of sedition and the assassination of His Royal Majesty King Raminas, has been found guilty of high treason and put to his death. They who at this late hour choose still the sword are cut of the same cloth as the captain. Traitors who would lead Dalmasca to her ruin. Dalmasca's surrender without terms was soon to follow.
So yeah, we know later that things were not as they seemed there. and there's some things going on behind the scenes, or in front of the scenes. Oh my god, I've heard nothing but really large trucks and bikes drive by today. It's driving me crazy.
Vaan! Hurry it up or they'll find us.
I know. Just a little more. You keep an eye out for me up there, Kites.
Alright, so now we play with a playable character, one for the rest of the game. You know he's a playable character because he actually has color in his design. It's not just gray and brown. Alright. Oh man, they're not letting me fight more than one at a time. Okay. So this is your actual starting character. This is Vaan. It was Rex's younger brother, as we learned about. I forget how long it is between when... I think Vaan's 17, so I think it's 2 years after the events of there. How nice of them to fight me one at a time. They're just so kind. I don't think Vaan has any techniques. Oh, yes he does. He has steel, which I should be using. I know there's a trophy / Sky Pirate Den thing for stealing 50 times. But in general, steel is really useful. It gives you more loot and stuff to sell, so you'll get a lot more gil. This game has a loot system in that most enemies will, after you kill them enough times, or if you kill enough in a row, will drop like rare or well, basically there's a lot of drops in this game that you just purely sell for money. Like, I don't think there's crafting systems. I know that once you sell enough of certain items, that certain shops will sell you like special items. So there isn't a crafting system.
Guess I know who to call when something big comes along.
But it's important to always steal.
Practice for the desert. I'm ready for anything now. That's enough for today. You should get back to Miguel's place, Kites. Aren't you running errands for him?
Oops. Totally forgot. You should come, Vaan. He's busy today. Might have some work for you to do, too.
I've got other, work to do. Hey, lock this place up for me, will you? If Miguel finds out we've been down here, he'll tan our hides.
So, Vaan gets a lot of hate, but then again, so does Titus, and I love Titus. Vaan's not a great character. Like, well, that's not true. Vaan is an unremarkable character. He's not a great protagonist, he's not bad. He just kind of is there. Sometimes he has his moments, sometimes he doesn't, but I have nothing against him. Like, I'm not like, oh, we have to play as Vaan. I'm like, whatever. Honestly, after a certain point, he barely takes center stage in the story.
What'd you say?
It's mostly two of the other party members doing the talking.
You haven't paid, and what? Haven't paid? On second thought, please, sir, take it. It's a gift.
Leave the poor sod be. We don't want trouble today.
Your luck, peddler.
Oops, sorry.
Watch where you're going, churl.
What? My pouch! It's gone!
The boy! Get out
So there are different races in this game. For some reason, they replaced in tactics. There's Banga, Moogle, Human, Numau, I think they're called, and Vieira. For some reason, they replaced the Numau with Siegs, which are like the big, like pig-looking dudes.
What?
But that's fine. I mean, whatever. Unlike Vaan, I genuinely don't like Penelo, which is who this character is. I find her unremarkable. Like complete, like to like a fault though. Like Vaan at least has a personality.
Oh, what? Am I the leader now? We're orphans. The first thing you learn is you gotta watch out for yourself. Come on, Penelo. You know it as well as I do. Hey, you give that back. What do you think you're doing?
I thought that this money was the people of Dalmasca's property. The Imperials stole it from us, so it's only fair that we take it back. It's our duty as Dalmascans. Well, wasn't that what you said?
Yeah, but I never said anything about taking it back from me.
This is for that bread you took the other day. Just because I help Miguelo out every now and then, it doesn't mean that you get to eat for free too, you know.
Yeah, how dare he eat bread?
You think I like living like this? One of these days, I'll fly an airship of my own. I'll be a sky pirate.
Not in this game.
Free to go where I will.
That's in the sequel on the DS. Not sequel. Spinoff, maybe?
Well, be
I guess it
careful.
technically takes place after, but when I've heard, it's a completely different game. I haven't played it. Didn't want to. Characters were like chibi, and I was not about that.
It might be a good idea to lend a hand.
Man, the way the people keep talking about Miguelo, you'll think he's like a really big main character. Incorrect. He's in this game, and that's about it. Or, I'm sorry, he's in the beginning and never again. Alright, so we can finally move around. Weirdly enough, I think I do pretty much remember how Rabanastre works. They're basically like the locations and everything like that. But yeah, so they're different races. Oh, I'm not allowed to go back that way because of the Imperials. Make myself scarce right about now. Yeah. So, we have humans, which is what Vaan and Pinello are. We have Bangas, which are the lizard people. If you played Tactics, you definitely remember Bangas. Actually, were they in the... I might have only been thinking of Tactics Advanced, I'm sorry. Now that I think about it, they weren't in the PlayStation version. I think the PlayStation version only had humans, now that I remember. Maybe Moogles? I genuinely can't remember it that well. But, yeah, so we got humans. These are Siegs, like boar guys. Beastmen, if you will. We got Imperial. Imperials don't really count. They're still human. Trying to look for a Moogle. They're kind of rare, but I mean, we'll see one soon enough. But I can't seem to find one. So we're going to Miguelo's. There he is, right there. Very, very interesting looking manga. Very standout. Should be a main character. Definitely not, though.
Ah, Vaan, I was waiting.
Pinello said you needed something?
Had me some packages supposed to be arriving by courier. In the morning, perhaps he ran into some trouble out in the desert. Now I've no foodstuffs to prepare for the banquet tonight.
So you want me to find this courier? Hey, no problem.
No problem. The desert teem's with trouble. I'd be sending you to an early grave, my boy. No, I've arranged for some replacement goods from Tomage over at the Sand Sea.
So you want me to go to the tavern to pick him up?
Actually, I asked Kites to do that. Wouldn't you know he's gone missing on me, too? I can't leave my shop, and I've Pinello on another chore at the moment, you see. What I want you to do is run over to the Sand Sea and fetch Kites back. What do you say?
Sounds wild.
It's easy work, and you'll thank me for it someday.
If you couldn't tell, Miguelo is voiced by the always amazing John DiMaggio, voice of Bender from Futurama, voice of Jake in Adventure Time. Is that the dog? I don't watch it, so I don't know. There's Pinello. I don't know what she's doing. We could talk to her. Why not? Miguelo sent you over to the Sand Sea to do. Well, at least you don't have to go far. Alright, well, you did nothing. Thanks, Pinello. Continue to be unremarkable. So yeah, you'll see a lot of these guys in Rabanastre. I don't think you'll really see... There are Moogles. I swear they only appear after a certain point in the story, though. Like, there's no, like, story reason for them to appear. But it's just you don't start seeing them till a certain point.
There you are, Kites. Stop loafing around.
Look, Vaan, look! This is it! This is why Miguelo's courier didn't get here on time.
A creature spotted in the Ester Sand. What is that thing?
Ah, Vaan! Miguelo sent you too, did he? He's a busy man these days, that Miguelo, if I dare say so myself. I don't envy him the work, though. Not a bit. Quite the affair throwing a banquet to welcome the Imperials, eh?
Welcoming? We should be... whatever. Say, Tomage, what's this?
Nah, don't remind me.
Oh, there's a Moogle. You see it in the background.
Out there in the Ester Sand. What's stopping our couriers? And that means shortages all around. Thought I'd put up a bill, offer a reward to anyone who can knock that nasty back in its place.
Now that's work. Sounds 10 times better than running errands for Miguelo.
That's right. Vaan, you should give it a shot.
And you should be getting back to Miguelo. Now, Kites. He was waiting for you.
Oh, right.
So this introduces the hunt system. Other than this first one, I think every single one of them is optional. which is weird. They introduce a side quest like immediately, like before the main quest, like the main stuff gets started. I guess it was like 2 birds with 1 stone though. So yeah, so you get the clan primer, which is how you track the hunts. I think this way around it's just remember your first hunt. Okay. Oh yeah, and then now he's going to explain the licensing system. So there is a couple changes in the international version, which is what this one is. It's the Zodiac version. And I don't know what they are. I know that there's a job system for the licensing board, but I'm not 100% sure. I haven't tried it yet. Obtain a writ of transit so I can get out of the city. Gotta go to the East Gate. Rogue Tomato. The hunt begins. Try equipping the Orakia armlet. Warning, you've chosen license board. You can't change your minds. Wait, once you chosen license board, you can't change your mind. No. Okay, so licenses. In order to use weapons, armors, and first paint them. So basically, this turned a lot of people off from the game, but I like it. On top of owning the actual abilities, you actually have to have enough like license points to use them. They're like a currency that you gain from battles and stuff like that, separate from XP. So you get license points as you level up. Say you have like 10 license points. If you use the 10 on one character, you still have the 10 for another character. So at least that's how it used to work. But I think yeah, okay. So it makes you pick different license boards. From what I heard, in the original, you have 6 characters, and each character can only pick 1 job. But from what I've heard, after a certain point in this game, the PS4 version, you can pick every single party member can pick a second one. So technically, you can get all jobs. And to get the trophy for, I think there's a trophy for getting all magics and all techniques. And to get that, you're going to need to make sure every single person gets 2 different jobs. I mean, why wouldn't you anyway? Like, I don't want to double up. You must choose a license board in order to obtain licenses. There are 12 boards, each allowing you to develop a character with unique abilities. Once you choose a board, it cannot be changed. This is permanent. So, I don't know what these 2 are. Shikari, warriors fight nimbly across hill and dale. Daggers, techniques, first aid. You can preview it. Okay, so this is how it works. You can only get these license boards, whereas in the other game, in the original game, every character could equip every ability. I kind of like this more though. Swordmasters who devote themselves to the body and soul of their lords. Weapons, katana. Techniques, sight unseen. Use the mind's eye to strike. So I'm torn on how I want to do this, because Vaan. So there are 6 party members, like I keep saying. I want to have. There's one I can think of that I want to be machinist, and then I don't know what else. Knight, I definitely want to equip to someone else. Time battle mage. That's an interesting one. Foe breaker. Use mighty weapons to tear their foes asunder. So I feel like foe breaker and knight would go well together. Red mage and time mage would go well together. Actually, maybe red mage and black mage would go together, and then time mage and white mage would go together. It seems like the ones that are like across from each other almost. No, I guess not. So yeah, I think time mage and white mage should go together, because time is like support magic, like haste and reflect, and white magic is healing and stuff like that. And black mage is like the big ones like fire, fire aga, all that. Red mage, I assume, is arcane offensive, a little bit of white mage, a little bit of black mage. I think that one makes the most sense. Knight and foe breaker should go together. Monk is unarmed fighting. I think a monk might be a good one for Vaan. I think I might do Shikari and monk for Vaan, but I still have to choose which one I want to do first. Also, I just realized it's the Zodiacs. These are all the Zodiac signs. I get it. The only one I know is Sagittarius, and if Sagittarius is an archer, then I don't know what's wrong with this world. And then I think machinist would go with something else. It's really tough to choose what I want here, because it is locked in. Like once you do this, it's This is what you got. So preview it, I guess. So they all have. Do they all have the like same first ones? They do. Okay, that's probably good. Let's see what this one has. Light armor. That's not daggers. Shields a little bit. It's way at the top here. Phoenix lore. Oh, the abilities are all over here now. That's weird. So rent shades of black. Swiftness. Harmony lore. Red spiral. Oh, that's the first quickening. Oh, they increase the amount it takes to get to it. Wait, that's the second one. Vaan has a different one. Does he? I can't remember what order Vaan's are in. Ninja swords. I can get behind that. Yeah, that's okay. Oh, okay, yeah. So this is where the first quickening is. It's I'm sure there's another one around here somewhere. I mean, there has to be. Oh, they can also use guns. That's cool. There it is. So there's 3 total quickenings you can get for each character. So they want you to get this one first, which I'll try for, because the special abilities are OP as fuck. I guess you also get unarmed with this one. So it looks like there's a little bleed over between the different classes. It does seem a little bit more organized, if I'm being honest, because there's 4 quickenings. That's interesting. I wonder if one of them disappears. Yeah, because in the original game, it was basically like the way the license board worked. It was like all the magic was at the top of the board. On the right was like all the skill. It was like all the techniques, and on the left was all of the like things like this, like adrenaline, last stand, and the plus HP and everything like that. And then down at the bottom was all the different weapons and shit you can unlock. So I kind of like that it's all mixed up like this. All right, let's go with this one. Shikari first. Not a huge fan of daggers, but whatever. I prefer to use swords, but there's another character I'd rather have use that. All right. So I got that. Now I gotta click in, and we get I mean, we have to buy the accessory one. They're like forcing us to here. So you can see how it works now. Basically, you buy one, it unlocks the spaces around it and stuff like that. So you kind of try to move across the board. And yeah, I think I'll get Libra soon, because Libra's pretty helpful. Martyr seems good. First, I like abilities more than like unlocking extra equipment, especially since the equipment doesn't come very quickly. So, all right. So that's that. Now I can equip. Oops. I can equip the accessory. Slightly raised max HP. I'll take it. All right. So this is a Moogle. They're a little smaller, but as you can see, they still have their palms. They're very classic Moogles still. Also, I don't know why everyone complains about the way Vaan dresses. Like, everyone in this place dresses like this. It's just like they live in a fucking desert. I wouldn't be wearing a full shirt either. I mean, it doesn't make sense when you're going to later areas, but still, shh, it's fine. So I can't use magic right off the bat. I don't know how I want to split some people up, so I'll try and figure that out as I go. Like, they're definitely easy first choices to make, like for what you want their class to be right off the bat, but I don't know. Alright, you don't want to go that way. I'm trying to do this from memory. I think you move areas from not here. I think there's the area next to Magello. Yes. Okay. I really want to, because I've played the beginning of 12 a lot. Or at least the first section. Plus, I always like coming back to Rabanastre, because I do think it's a pretty good hub town. Anything special will lock you up so fast. Your head'll spin. Don't think we can let you off because you're young either. I actually think the exit is over here. So there's a bunch of shops and stuff like that around here, but I don't really have any money that I know of. I have 150 gil. That's not going to get me anything, so I'll wait until after I fight a couple battles and stuff like that. So this first part's going to be pretty long, because I actually know a good stopping point for it.
Boy. No public passage on account of the Lord Consul's parade.
Oh, gee, that's too bad. You see, it just so happens that your provisioner for the fete tonight He sent me to pick up a few choice morsels for the, consul's dining pleasure. He wants them quick. I got the writ of transit right here. You see? Signed. Miguelo. I just hate to see the consul upset because his food wasn't ready on time. And I sure hate to see him take it out on you.
The Lord Consul is a great man, and not one to take offense in such trifling matters. Move along, boy. Wouldn't do to keep the consul waiting. Right. Gates are closed after this.
Alright, so, unlike Final Fantasy VII, which I just played, whenever you touch a save stone, you actually get healed. So, you know, like every other fucking game in the world. So we're just going right out. For the tutorial, you don't have to actually do very much. I'm sorry, for the first hunt, like it's literally like right outside the gate. I missed this music too. So, this does that thing that some games do. Like I can think of it. I think Dragon Quest Monster Joker does it too, where you have the beginning area. First of all, these are their excuse for cactars in this game. I am not a fan of this. These are not cactars. It does that thing where you oh, I didn't steal. I gotta remember to steal. Where the first area has, you know, it's got a bunch of small weak enemies, which it should, and then it also has an enemy that is ridiculously high leveled and way stronger than you are by any possible means. To my knowledge, there are some repeatable. But to my knowledge, there's some repeatable like chests in this kind of area. I might be misremembering it, but like that pot right there. I think some of the pots respawn in like areas like this, but I don't remember for a fact. I know there's definitely some treasure chests that are permanent, but I can't remember if they're all like that. Anything up here? No. Just trying to get a couple fights in. You do still get XP and stuff like this, so you level accordingly. But it's, I mean, the license board is just as important. Most enemies will give one license point. I think some like more rare ones will give like 2 at a time or so on. But for the most part, I think it's just 1 is what you should be assuming you're gonna get. I don't remember if Vaan learns. I don't think Vaan knows Cure. Now that I think about it, I don't. I only know Steal. So I hope I have items. I have 5. All right, that'll get me a decent way. Phoenix Downs are pointless because since Vaan is by himself, I will not. You can't heal yourself. Basically, if you die, you're fucked. Unless you have auto life, which I think is in this game. If you've noticed, the different wolves are called Wolf A, Wolf C, Wolf B, and stuff like that. Well, once I kill 2 in a row, it starts a chain. I think the Last Remnant does this too. But once you start a chain, you'll get. I think once it hits like the next level, which is different every time, I think. You'll get better rewards or more rewards. So like instead of 1 windstone, which is what I'm getting from them, you can get a chance to drop 2 and stuff like that. I think wolves are a pretty good chain to get early in the game because they. Oh, I leveled up. Nice. Wolves are a pretty easy chain to do in the beginning because there's a lot of them. I think chains continue for as long as you stay out in the area. So, for like as long as I stay out here, I should keep getting chains pretty reliably. But only if I attack wolves. So if I start attacking some of the cactoids around here, it'll break the chain. And I don't remember if it increases XP, but yeah, so you gotta be careful. So that's a 4 chain. They made it smaller. That might be because I'm used to having a full party. You can kind of, it's actually encouraged for you to grind with Vaan first because whenever you get your second party member, they are scaled to Vaan's level. So if you do more stuff with Vaan first, then the next person you get will start off at a better level, which is good. There's a really I don't know if there's anyone who's made a guide on it, but there's a really easy way to get like max level or really high level early in the game, which breaks the game like completely, because you should not be that high leveled right from the beginning. There's a rare enemy that spawns at a certain point in one of the areas, and basically it's a zombie enemy, so you can just like throw Phoenix Downs on it, and it'll kill it, and you're not meant to kill it this early in the game. So it can really like fuck things up, like the progression and everything. Alright, I want to get this. So those are cockatrices. I don't want to fight them. But if I get close, I'm worried I'll aggro them. Luckily, okay, move back. Come here. Alright, now follow me. I'm just doing this a little bit just to kind of get a feel for the game again. Plus I want to get those steals racked up. So I don't know what stat affects like the chance of attacking multiple times, but it is affected by something. I know that. I want to just see if I can upgrade the chain. So I'm very careful because I know there it is. That Tyrannosaurus fuck head is a bastard and has killed me way more than often. I think it's a neutral enemy, so technically as long as you aren't attacking it, it won't attack you. I don't know if that changes if you get close enough to it. I know it will flat out eat the wolves sometimes. Like it uses a move called Cannibalize, which doesn't make sense because wolves and dinosaurs aren't the same species. But it'll just fuck up wolves and just like eat them in one bite sometimes. And it is a sight to see. But unfortunately, we need these wolves. I can't tell if that's just like static motion or if he's charging an attack back there. I'm always very cautious of him because these wolves are like level 1. That motherfucker is like level 40 or something, and it's not fair. I think you can. There's a point you can kill him pretty early on, once you get a couple more party members. Once you I think it's once you're coming back through this area. So there's another area that leads. That's from like you get transported to another area, and it's at the back end of the desert, and you come out over there. When you do, oh, I can steal a pony hat. Sweet. I didn't know I could steal armor from them. Oh, see, he's gonna do it. He just fucking eats it, and he grows stronger. Oh my god, I can't believe he stole it from me. So yeah, you can't tell what level it is or anything like that because it's just so out of your league, which is not great. Another one. Maybe these don't respawn. So pointy hats. I wonder if I can equip that yet. Leather cap, pointy hat. It's a magic one. License needed mystic armor too. Increases magic power, which is why we'll save her for a mage. That's a pretty good find, I think. I don't know if someone comes equipped with that. So there are only a couple of characters that like come and start with like how do I put it? There's only a couple of characters that like make sense for the job board. But like Penelo doesn't really play very differently from Vaan, so I don't know what I'm going to choose for her. Probably going to make her a mage. And then Balthier, who if you've seen ads for the game, you've probably seen him. He makes sense as a machinist, but I don't know what I'd pick as his second one. Alright, so we've got 9 here. We still don't have a second chain? Do I gotta find more fucking wolves? So that's... Oh, this one did respawn at some point. Our hunt is dancing right there. As you can see, he's right near the entrance. I just don't want to fight him yet. I think eventually, like you run around the area and they'll respawn, but I think eventually they will run out and you'll have to leave the area and come back. This area is okay for that, but the problem is that the next area I think is there's technically no enemies there, like the one just past this one, and then like I think there's one after that that has enemies, and then there's one after that has even more enemies, but I don't know how that plays with the chain or not. I gotta research how chains work again. I only vaguely know how they work. I just know that it's more or less fight the same enemy over and over. This area is okay for it, but there's definitely much better areas for it. And it's enemies, and it's enemy types too. So like if there's like different kinds of wolves, they still count as a wolf chain. Like there's an area later on that that has a bunch of skeletons. There's like skeleton like warriors, skeleton like spearmen, skeleton mages, and they all count towards the chain, which is pretty cool. I think that's the best area to go for it. And there's a trophy for getting a 50 chain, which I'm not going to get right here. I'm honestly just trying to upgrade it and get it over with. But the way that you get really overpowered early on is that that enemy I talked about, you can just make it infinitely respawn, and you can get a chain of it even though it's just like a special enemy. And just keep going and going and going. So like I said, I'm going to let this first part be a little longer because 12 is a massive game, and I just want to get some of this stuff out of here. God, I can't believe it's only steel 50 times. That's such a low number for how useful steel is. Especially in this kind of game. Like, if regular Final Fantasies, I'm always kind of like, meh. Because if you steal and you get like a potion or something, I'm like, eh. I'd rather just kill them quickly and get the potion some other way. I'm at 13 chain. Are you ever going to upgrade? I've seen it upgrade much sooner than this. I think like the number changes like blue and I don't know, just like where the fuck are all the wolves? Maybe they changed it for the international version because this seems easier. Like I'm used to having to like run around and like change areas to get like this many enemies at once, but this seems pretty easy so far. I don't like being this close. I leveled up. Shit. Like I wasn't expecting to hit level 3. My max HP is a little higher now too. Don't eat this wolf. I want to kill this one, please. Thank you. Can I at least steal from it before you eat it, Mr. T-Rex? I'm sorry, Wild Saurian. Come on. I need to heal soon. I hardly have enough license points to actually get an ability. Oh my god, it's getting too close. I'm so scared. Oh no. What is he doing? Okay. 15. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna go through all my items. That's really the limit on how long I can keep doing this. I hope they did change the system and made it easier for enemies to respawn. That'd be great. Especially for getting chains. Honestly, well, it's gonna break when I get the tomato, but I was gonna say, honestly, I might just keep doing this until I get 50, just get it out of the way early. But that's probably a bad idea. Come on. Just give me something. Just trying to upgrade the chain, man. Okay, there it is. So at 16 it upgraded. Now I want to kill one more because it should show it as a different color and like it should give me like better item drops and like the icon of the items changes too. Normally it does not take that long. This game is bullshit. So we're at Wolf U, which is crazy, which means I've definitely walked by a couple because I feel like I should be closer to 20. Theoretically, if I'm at Wolf U, then I should be on what? Z, Y, X, E, V, U. I should be on 20 or something. Like, I was right. Like, it's 20 or 21. 26 letters in the alphabet. The more you know. Alright, come on. I'm just trying to, like, you're noticing my attack's not really going up even though I leveled up. Chain level 17. Didn't drop items. You were fucking... I can't tell if it's giving me less experience because I'm higher leveled, or if it's less experience just because that particular one. Alright, this is usually around the time when you start to struggle to find them. That's a cacti over there. That doesn't help me. I think there are wolves down under there. This is a really weird start to the Let's Play, and I can acknowledge that, but at the same time, I mean, you need to just fucking strap in, because this is going to be a long, long series, so... Just, I don't feel bad. Oh, here they are. Okay, it's these... I guess these ones were here a lot earlier. Oh man, I'm gonna have to fight two at once. This was not the dream. Okay. Rule of fighting. I'm gonna gotta kill one, reduce the damage you're taking in. Then I'll work on stealing from the other one. Man, I don't like their like okay, so you can see the item icon change a little bit there. I don't like the reptilian stuff they have on the top. Also, I think if you pick up items when you have a higher oh, I don't want to do that. Well, it doesn't matter, I guess. I think when you pick up an item when you have a higher chain, it heals you a little bit. Speaking of healing, I really gotta start watching HP. It's going down a little slow. Oh, and you need to attack faster. Let's check. 52, picked it up, did not get more HP. I did get an antidote though, which is a different kind of item. So I think you get different items once you Alright, let's not get reckless here. Then after this, I'll go fight the tomato because I'm running out of health items, and if I die, it's a game over, and that would be a very silly game over. Yeah, fuck, what the hell is on their heads? Okay, you need to let me steal from you. I don't need much in this world, but give me this fucking steel. Alright. So pretty good chain. I'm not worried about getting a 50 chain, because like I said, there's areas where it's much easier to do. And with higher like rewards and stuff like that. Yeah, so I guess the wolves right at the top just aren't as strong or something. That's why they give less XP. Oh, hang on. Let's see if we can equip any places. So I have 24. Okay, equip more accessories with that. I can learn Libra. Martyr is at 30. So if I do Martyr, it only unlock one thing. Ooh, I think I want to get this one, because then it unlocks 2 HP ones. The HP ones seem pretty useful. Actually, they're all HP, but this one is way less for some reason. Yeah, so, oh wow, there's a bunch of HP all around here. So I'm going to try and aim for this way. Theoretically, I should just go make a straight line this way and try and get red spiral. I don't think that's a terrible idea. Just the HP increase isn't very good. And yeah, it increases my MP, but I don't really need that. No, that's cool. Let's mow our lawns right now. This very moment, the Nick's recording. That's fine. Alright. So, obviously we steal from the tomato. So, I'm used to like him like running in and attacking the enemy on his own. Of course he gives a fucking pebble. You're a dickhead, you know that? Once we get gambits, which are how you like control your other party members, I think they introduce gambits to you when you get a second party member. But God, I just realized he's wearing a little suit. Surprised he didn't like do the like token like cartoon like anime like flap his like spank his ass at us. Just be like nah 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 nah. It would be such poetic justice if this... Actually, let's kill this wolf first. It's going to target us anyway. And this way we can still get one more for our streak. Make you're obsessed with the streak. I know, but it's so easy to get. It's so early. I can't wait to see how much money I made from doing all this shit. I can't wait to die and then not get anything because I didn't save, because I'm an idiot. That's the other thing, is that getting chains early on is kind of risky because... holy shit, they're right outside my window. Getting chains really early is risky because if you leave this area and go back to the town, the chain resets, so you can't like save in the middle of it, which sucks. But see, I got two wolf pelts and 2 windstones. You just start getting much better items once you start doing this. Oh, he's regaining health. I didn't notice that. I should have paid more attention to that. Maybe I should have made Vaan a black mage and given him more thing. Oh wow, he had a fire attack. I wasn't ready for that. I'm literally almost dead. I need to stop playing fast and lose my health items. Rogue Tomato. Vanquished. I think this is the only hunt, or one of the few hunts, that has a cutscene. Most of the hunts are kind of like they are in 15, if you've played that. You just run, kill it, come back, you're done.
Never thought I'd see him growing out here.
Trophy for killing our first hunt.
This will make a nice souvenir. Time to call it a day.
I think the game is doing that thing where they give you trophies right off the bat just to make you feel better about yourself. Because these are not difficult tasks, and this is the kind of game where you would like play for like 30 hours and not get a single trophy. Except maybe for like first hunt and stuff like that. I guess that's what they're doing, so we'll see. Alright, I am a little weak at the moment, so I'm just going to leave. I should look up and see exactly what the Zodiac changes were. Oh, I just knocked my water over. The cutscene's about to play, so I'll just do it during the cutscene. Alright. Talk right to the Imperial. Maybe this dude. Just run past them. That works. Who can I talk to here? I have to talk to everyone first? Oh, it's Kites. I guess I'm the only one who got locked in the city. I told Manella about the mark you were going after, and I guess I got her warning, so the two of us headed out here to find you. As soon as I stepped out, the guards closed the gates and things got crazy. I haven't been able to find her since. There we go.
This gate's closed until the ceremony's over, do you hear?
Now what?
Open the gate! Alright, out the way.
Wait a second. How come you let these chocobos through the gate and not us?
What of it? This here's a pedigreed parader, boy. Cost tens of thousands of gil, this one did. A prettier price than 100 of you provincials would fetch. Keep your distance. We don't want the chocobos sticking a peasant.
What'd you say?
Step aside. Right then, move them in.
Oh. That does it.
Vaan about to start a rebellion here.
Chocobo you have there. Yes, cedar down stock if I'm not mistaken. Change the soil, change the chocobo, am I right? Yes, different soil means different bouquet too. Take a Dalmascan Barrow's wine. It may lack the flavor and depth of some of your Arcadian wines, but it has a certain strength of character. It's not bad, really, once you get used to it. Care for some, sirs? There's more than enough for all to cool their throats, of course.
You let these carts through and close this gate as ordered. My mail's choked with this sand.
Don't give me a scare like that. You're lucky that ended where it did.
Right. Now's our chance to go through.
The ceremony will be starting soon. I'd best be hurrying.
Okay, well... Vaan, wait! What is it? Vaan!
No, we got a really rendered cutscene. That's how you know it's serious. So I'm looking at some of the differences, and a lot of it is just gameplay changes, gameplay overhaul, balances, and stuff like that.
I give you your new consul,
yeah,
His
let's play the
Imperial
cutscene.
Highness Lord Vaan Solidor, Commandant of the Arcadian Empire's Western Arm. Your Excellency.
People of Rabanastre, is it with hatred you look upon your consul? With hatred you look upon the Empire?
Spit on your empire! Smoke back to Arcadia!
There was little point in asking. But know this, I harbor no idle hopes of frustrating that hatred. Nor shall I ask your fealty. That is the due of your fallen king, and rightly so. King Rabanastre loved his people, strove to bring you peace. His was a rule worthy of your devotion. Even now, he remains among you, protecting you. His ardor for the peace and weal of Dalmasca falters not. I would ask only that you do your king honor. Together let us embrace the peace His Majesty would surely desire. 2 years now divide us from war's bitter end, yet still its shadow looms over all, stifling the infant peace, a pall only you may cast off. Achieve but this one thing, and your hatred of me and of the Empire will grieve me not. I will stand fast. I will endure your hatred, suffer your slings and arrows. I will defend Dalmasca. Here I will pay my debt. I swear it now. Though King Rabanastre and Lady Ashe be gone, they stand ever at the side of their people. In honoring peace, you do honor to their memory and to Dalmasca. What I ask plain. My hopes now rest with you.
Is Rabanastre to your liking, my lord?
It is magnificent. Take this cathedral, for instance. Elegant, yet whimsical in its execution. A stunning example of Galtean architecture. I hope Lord Gramus might one day look upon it himself.
Oh, remember the last one? We're all like this at first.
The patron of this evening's banquet, may it please your excellency.
I am Miguelo, your highness. It is truly a profound honor to make the acquaintance of our future emperor, highness. The people of Rabanastre join me in welcoming you.
That's enough of highness. Though indeed I am our emperor's son, I am no prince. Arcadia's emperor is freely chosen by her people. I am but an elected official and nothing more.
I meant no disrespect.
Now that I think on it, I would not have you address me as Lord Consul, for that matter.
No?
Henceforth, I am a citizen of Rabanastre. Why don't you call me Vaan?
I could not. That would not be right.
You are overly fond of formalities. I've just the remedy for that. Tonight you will join me, and we shall drink until you call me by name.
How can he stand about him like that?
Vaan, you just do not get it, do you? He's not doing it because he wants to.
Lord Vaan never did.
You know what would happen if he didn't.
I know, it's just...
So, what would you do different?
I don't know. Well... I'd do something.
Vaan. Vaan! You haven't heard a single word I've said, have you? This place has changed so much. It's like it's not even Rabanastre anymore. Like the Empire is swallowing it whole.
Hey, Penelo, that fete tonight. You think they'll let us in?
Are you crazy? It's in the palace, and we don't have an invitation if you hadn't noticed.
So, how are we getting in?
As if I'd know. Why not ask Miguelo to get you in? Or go see old Dallin in Lowtown? Why the sudden interest, Vaan?
I told you, I'm going to take back what's ours. Give back to Dalmasca. Come on, what do you think? If I find something, and it fetches a good price, how about I buy you all dinner?
Oh, please. You know as well as I do the first thing you'd buy is an airship. All hail Vaan, Sky Pirate of Dalmasca. It's got a nice ring to it. Stay out of trouble.
An airship. I don't know. Maybe, but not through Miguelo. Time to pay old Dallin a visit.
Alright. So, the game opens up a little bit now, especially now that you have money. I'm just going to sell off the items that I got really quickly. So where am I? Not where I thought I was. Okay. I'm going to sell the items I have real quick and go from there. So basically, from that cutscene, Lord Vaan, which definitely isn't an evil-sounding name, comes and he's like, look, I know we conquered you. I don't expect you to like us, but we're not going to make the situation worse. So, I mean, if you can start to accept it, I mean, he seemed like a pretty chill dude. There's usually a shop here, and I don't think I've unlocked it yet. I think it's the clan shop. Honestly, he seems like a pretty cool dude. Are you a shop? No. Which is kind of why people start cheering and stuff like that. And, you know, he goes to Miguel and he's like, don't call me Vaan, you know. And he's just like, oh, okay. So, that's the story as we know it thus far. Pretty good. It's a solid start. Just kind of goes downhill from here. No, it's okay. Like I said, it's a passable story. It's not like the worst thing I've ever heard. It's not the best thing I've ever heard. So, all right. Should probably go to the technique shop because that's what Vaan's gonna be able to use sooner than later. I want to buy Libra real quick. Actually, I want to buy an accessory for Libra. All right. So just to be clear, I have 150 gil. Enemies do not drop gil. So what you can do is you can sell armor, everything like that, and then there's loot, which you can just sell kind of all at once. I don't think I have to save it for a certain point. Cactus fruit's worth a lot. Maybe I should have been farming the cactites. There's less of them, but 26 windstones. So this is really the only way to get money. That fucking Hunt's dropped a pebble because he's a dickhead. New Bazaar goods are now available. So when you sell a certain amount of loot stuff, you get Bazaar goods. So unassuming Surcoat and Potion Pack are for selling certain things. Probably, like, I don't know. You should always buy these. They're always, like, discounted ways to buy items and stuff like that. Highly, highly recommend it. Yeah, there's an accessory that just gives you Libra, but I should buy it. Libra tells you the HP and stuff of enemies, and I think it shows if you have the equipment, it shows you like traps and stuff that are in areas. So, but yeah, I was looking through the changes. Other than like gameplay improvements and the job system and stuff, they tweaked a couple things. They added like 5,000 treasure chests. Well, not 5,000, 500 treasure chests. 5,000 would be crazy, but 500 is still crazy. So I think it automatically finishes my thing, doesn't it? I don't know if it automatically finishes the first hunt. Report to Tamaj. Okay, before I can accept anything else. Where's Tamaj? Are you Tamaj? Vaan, defeat the rogues made it issue. I was worried you might not be ready yet. You just did a fine job. Here's your bounty for completing hunts. Hunts are another way to make money. Very much like 15. 15 borrowed a lot more than 12 from 12 than I realized. Potions, 300 gil, and a teleport stone. If you notice a bank is standing watching the front of the building in the north end, it might be worth your while to pay him a visit. Show him the clan primer I just gave you, let you inside us for what's theirs. Okay, so now you can unlock the clan Centurio, which if that sounds familiar, it's from Tactics Advanced, I think. That's where you meet Montblanc. I don't think Montblanc's in the original Tactics, or War of the Lions, yeah. So Tactics Advanced. And he lets you do some of the like special marks and stuff like that. It's definitely worth going in medium, so we'll do that. And that'll probably be the end of it, because this is long. But I wanted to make this one extra long, just because I feel like a lot of people don't know that much about 12, and a lot of people don't care to know. So I'm going to make a long video, so that when people take multiple tries to watch it, I can tell myself, oh, this video has a lot of views, when it's really like 20 people just watching it in like 3 different chunks. Oh, you've got your primer, so you have. Well, what do you stay around here? In with you. Can't quite recall your face, or you knew I want to pay special heed to what the folks inside have to say. Let's go. And there he is, in all his glory. So if you play Tactics Advanced, Montblanc is like your fucking sidekick in that game, so it's really cool to see him in a game like this. Like he's a much smaller role, but it's cool to see him here. Kupapo, here's a new face. Are you a hunter? Welcome to Clan Hall. I'm Montblanc, founder of Clan Soterio. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Our clan has a very strict entrance examination. We should begin yours at once, and you pass. Smoogles are quick to make up their minds, Kupo. Now, a member of Clan Soterio. Here in the Clan Hall, you hear about especially dangerous marks you won't find posted on any board the moment they rear their ugly heads. Well, I'll get on with filing necessary clan member certificates. I'll be finished in no time flat, Kupo. Kupo, I nearly forgot. Now that you remember, you can make purchases from our clan shop in the Muthru Bazaar. Make sure to stop by, Kupo. Happy hunting. So, I think if you talk to him again, you can start taking hunts. Also, when you take more hunts, so he commemorates you every time you attain a new rank. And I don't know if that's just from his. I think it slowly goes up over time. I'll know it when I see the save screen. Yeah, I think it's at the, I think that's that thing. Is that steps? That might be steps. I think that's steps. Yeah. Okay. So that counts how many steps you've taken. There's a number that shows overall. I think it earns. I don't remember how it works. I'll look it up before the next one. But I think it's based on how many monsters you defeat and how many clan marks you take down, or how many marks you take down in general. I think marks typically increase it a lot more than just like regular enemies, but we'll see. Obviously, I have not attained a new member yet. All right, let's. We've done that. Let me find a save spot. I think the closest one is that one we passed before. I should be able to freely come and go now. I think Lowtown has one too, actually. So maybe we should just go straight to Lowtown, which is back that way. Plus, it'll remind me where I'm supposed to go at the start of the next one. Actually, I want to buy more equipment. I'll do that now. This is what it's like for me to play an RPG. Just so much shit to do, and I want to do all of it. Which is why it's kind of awkward for Let's Plays sometimes. They end up being on the longer side. I don't know if this would make a good stream game. I think probably it would, especially for some of the like more bland stuff that I have to go through. But I think it has potential. Alright. So Kotetsu is a better dagger, so I'm gonna buy that. No, that's a katana. What am I doing? Oh, it's just a regular dagger, so I can't do anything with that yet. I think eventually I'll be able to. No, katanas is a different class. I was gonna say. Who knows? Okay, so that was pointless. Let me look at the licenses. So I have 30, which means I could technically do the martyr one, gain MP after taking damage, and that would help me get to my first special move. But also, I do need better equipment. And this one has chromed leathers, which is that item I got. So I'll do that. I guess that's good, because that's also where the second dagger one is, so we'll go from there. License points will come in a lot pretty quickly, especially when you go out and like do like the real stuff, like the main game, so I'm not too worried about it. I should get a shield at some point, though. Okay. I want to go to the accessory shop, assuming there is one. It might just be with the armor. Look on the map. Yeah, there's no like exclusive accessory shop that I know of. It might be that that shop that Montblanc was telling us about, so we'll see. I haven't wasted all my money yet, so we have time. Shields, all that. Doesn't look like I can buy accessories. Maybe they are just like randomly found. I want the Libra one. I know it's... I always have it, so it must be somewhere really obvious, and they must give it to you as a reward for something. But I don't know where. And I did check, so the supposedly best weapon in the game is the Zodiac Spear, which is supposed to be the highest attack power and best like attack, etc. And there used to be a thing where, in the original version, there was a mechanic where if you opened up certain chests, then you wouldn't be able to get it, which is a really dumb mechanic. Like, really obvious chests, too. Like, there was one, like, near the area we're going to soon, where if you opened a chest from there, then you couldn't, like, get the Zodiac Spear. There was, like, a very, very small chance of getting it. I think they've changed the way you can get it in this game, so that it's different in general. Yeah, so the things you can buy are dependent on your level. Decoy. There's one ally to be target of all foes. I didn't know that was a spell. Cool. I'm sure they added some spells and stuff like that I don't know about. or maybe just ones I never remembered using. But yeah, I guess so. They also removed some spells altogether from the game. Like, or, I'm sorry, they didn't remove any spells. They removed the way you get them. Like, you used to just buy all of them, I think, or at a certain point, once you like got far enough in the story, you could buy all of them. But now some of them are exclusively in chests, which I don't like and I like. I don't like it because it means I might miss them and not be able to use them. I do like it because in order to get the trophies, I do need to get all the magics and everything like that. And some of my favorite stuff is like running around old areas, like finding shit I missed and everything like that. It genuinely is like a fun thing for me to do. So I don't like it and I do. This is Lowtown. Oh, I forgot I could change the camera. I was like, I guess we're just gonna stare at this pillar. Alright, there's a save thing down here, right? Nope. Alright. New plan. We're gonna go back up. I'm just gonna save. Eventually they you unlock a system in the city where you can basically teleport all around between like the different things. Like you can teleport down to Lowtown, you can teleport to the shops, you can teleport to each different gate for like the east gate, the west gate. Can't do that just yet, so bear with me. Although I did hear that if you hold down a button, yep, okay, here we go. So if you press L, not hold it, if you press it, you go into speed up mode, which is amazing. I want to go back in front of yellow. I'm going to be abusing the shit out of this. So this is what it meant when I was choosing whether I want to do 2 times or 4 times. I am all about 4 times. I think it stops it during cutscenes and stuff like that, but in general, holy shit, it just like actually speeds up the game. I love that we're finally getting console games like 7 and 12 that you can actually speed up the game in, because I am so used to doing that on older games on emulators and stuff like that. I love that it's becoming a feature. I don't expect to see it in like the really big games yet, but still. So this is a red or an orange crystal. So basically, it allows you to teleport, and just touching it unlocks it for more teleport locations. But we don't need to know about that just yet. New save file. Also, apparently they added autosave. I haven't seen it, but apparently it exists. So the save menu in 12 I used to like a lot, so I'm kind of disappointed to see them use the generic PS4 one, but let's see, it should give me some info at least, right? Really not going to give me? How am I going to check my Clan Centurio points? This is how I used to do it. Information maybe? It just says time played and where it was. That doesn't help me. How do I check that then? Maybe it's in the clan primer. Oh, there it is. Clan rank points. So I have 906 points. I'm a muppet. I don't know what increases points, but let me just look that up now before I forget it. Model Message 12. Clan points. I'm sure it's something really easy, like +1 for everything like this, +2, etc. Clan points are earned by defeating enemies, with marks typically being worth more clan points than normal foes. The total amount of clan points the party has determined their clan rank, allowing them to purchase more advanced equipment from shops as they defeat more marks to increase their standing. Mont Blake also gives the player minor rewards for increasing his or her rank. Earning 500,000 clan points adds Rex Sprite to the Sky Pirates Standard PlayStation 2 version, and awards the Record Breaker trophy in the Zodiac Age. Oh yeah, they removed the Sky Pirates Den, which used to be like a hub for all the trophies you get. Oh well. Alright, well that's it. So thank you guys for watching, and hope you continue to enjoy the series.